Good morning. Good morning. I am back in LA. Good morning, Amethyst. Trying to control the volume here. How's everyone doing this morning? Welcome. Hi, Ivy Nicole. Hi, Sherry. Let's see. I see you, Amethyst. I see you, Damaso. I see you, Cousin Al. Good morning, Mia. Good morning, Chris, who's joining me today. Good morning, Dennis, and Anne, and More Chic, and Raquel. Welcome to Morning Mindset, everyone. I'm Ty Beauchamp. Good morning, Tanya. Hi, Janie. Fifi, good morning. Good morning to the 5 a.m.ers. Thank you, Mia, for that beautiful reminder of your wonderful tribe, our extended tribe, our community, our tribe. Welcome to Morning Mindset. This is where, do you guys trim your wicks on your candles? Can I just tell you, I've always known about wick trimming, but I was a little bit lazy about it until I started to see all of the black buildup inside the candle and realized that that wasn't great for the burn. So I'm burning Brown Girl Jane's Velvet Moon. This is truly my favorite candle. I layer both Velvet Moon and Warm Cashmere. Good morning, Branching Out. Good morning. So I'm back from Springfield, New Jersey. Wonderful. That's my home area. My grandmother actually was in a nursing home. Is that Springfield or Millburn? So I know it very, very well. Yeah, if you guys don't have your wick trimmer and your snuffer, and my girl Nadia started to get on, and so did Malika, start to get on me on those. It just also just elevates. It gives you a sense of fanciness just because. Why not be fancy? So I'm back in LA. I was trying to see what song is playing. I have Maverick City on in the background. Good morning, Day D, Brito, and Dapper Lennox. I love how this tribe is really just growing and evolving, and I'm happy to welcome all of you of the male persuasion in as well. Good morning, Sonia. So here's what we do. I already have a guest who's going to join me today, and it's someone that I know and consider a friend. But before I get into that, I was just reflecting on Team Fancy. Fancy. What else is there to do, darling? That's how we were taught in the AUC. We were taught to be fancy. Not really. Yes, I love Maverick City, but I can't really hear. I'm trying to... Oh, this is Move Your Heart. Their new song, I think. Yeah, I love Maverick City. I'm totally into them. Chandler Moore. They're just really dynamic. You're from New Jersey too? Yeah, wonderful. That's my tribe. I love you, Piera. I love you so much. Piera is one of my dear sister friends. Dynamic spirit of an energy and a force, who literally just sprinkles happy, joy, positive fairy dust everywhere she goes. Even more than that, she's one of those amazing creatives whose creativity inspires me, but she's one of those creatives who just, her existence is creativity. She's doing a lot of amazing things to bring dance and movement to people, but you all should look and check Piera Luisa out. Piera Luisa Gilardi. She's also Viva's mother, and she also is the founder of Refinery 29, and a dear sister friend of mine. So thanks for joining, Piera. I'm super excited. I wanted to say something. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. Let me turn Maverick City down so it's not so much. What I wanted to share was, as you all know, I was in Atlanta with one of my dear friends, one of my closest girlfriends and big sisters, Kim. I call her Kimmy. Good morning, Janie. And she lost her mom recently. And, it was a beautiful service. It was just so touching and so awe-inspiring to hear her children, her grandchildren, to see her great-great-grandchildren, to see her husband really celebrate her life and pay homage to all she has been. And it got me to thinking, one, as a 43-something-year-old woman, but for all of us, how important it is to be intentional about legacy building. One of the things that touched me, and I'm not sharing anything that wasn't shared or could have been viewed publicly because the services were publicly viewed via Zoom, but Kimmy's beloved mother wrote this wonderful letter to her family that was read during the services. And one of the most, she said so many amazing things, but what she said to them again and again was that she wanted them to love each other so deeply that her love would be felt for generations to come. And it was just so powerful and so moving to me. Good morning to Sabine in Hamburg. Love to you. It was so moving to me because we are so short-sighted sometimes, and it's just human nature to be short-sighted and think about today. And as I thought about like also my other personal experience in connecting with my father and meeting my youngest sibling, and bringing my other siblings to meet my younger sibling, and then I saw my niece the following day. We cannot live for today, people. And this is not just about wealth building and finances. It really is about how we show up. Like, we want our love to be felt for generations to come. And how do we do that every single day? So think about that. How can you show up today in a way that is so strong, so dynamic, so powerful, so necessary, so connected, so enriching, that it really creates something that's going to permeate the existence for the future, for your children, for your children's children, for your family, and just for the world. So I was just really, really moved. Yes, Cousin Al, I was just really moved because then she invited everyone to hug one another. And she said, no, hug each other now and feel it. And whenever you see each other, hug each other, because that's her feeling her presence. And anyway, it just made me think about, oh, I love that Taylor. And Taylor actually is my cousin that I just learned about on Mary's side. Generational wealth is essentially generational love, and vice versa, because I'm certainly saying for us, especially as people of color, that we need to be intentional about generational wealth, which is why I probably need to stop living so fancy and put all that money somewhere else. But just the idea of how important it is for our presence to be felt for generations to come. So what will you do today to ensure that how you show up impacts legacy? And if you do so in that vein, what would you do differently? What would you do differently? So be sure that someone else feels your presence today. I love that, Pira. Hug deficiencies are so real. It's so real. Okay, I'm going to invite Brother Chris in. I love when guys come in. And you want to know what's so funny? I'm trying to get Emil to come in. I'm also trying to get, Jeff Johnson, who's another dear friend of mine, said he would come in. Yes, one man too, exactly. Come on, so who's coming in? Chris, send my invitation right now. I know you're here. Do you know how to send the invitation so you can join? So Emil is going to come in. Jeff is going to come in. I was texting with Malik at some point. He said he was going to join. I'm going to bring some of these guys. That's all holiday. I love that. I love that. That's so beautiful. Okay, Chris, I think you're there. Come on, Chris Aponte.
Good morning.
Hi, handsome.
Hi, my love. How are you?
I'm well. I'm
Good
doing well.
morning, tribe.
Oh, Chris, I love seeing your face. Good morning to you, handsome.
Good. I'm good, my love. I'm feeling a little under the weather, but we're still
Do you?
alive.
Well, this weather, it seems like it's been weird weather here in LA, is it?
Yeah, I know it's the weather, but I got the vaccine yesterday.
Oh, you
So
did.
yeah, and I'm just having like a little bit of like sweats. That's it. But
So,
I'll
do
be.
you want to join? If you want to take some time, it's okay. I will honor you however
Oh
you like to be
no,
honored.
girl,
You
I'm
like it's just the
here.
vaccine. I'm fine.
I hate vaccines, but girl, the Lord gave me a breath today and a
Amen.
voice and eyes to read.
How about that? And talk
So,
about, like even what I was just sharing that touched me about being at Kimmy's mom's
I
service.
know
Getting so many spam calls. It's so crazy. Like they're coming in like insane these days.
it's your
But being
insurance.
at I mean, I'm like, can you guys give me a break? You're doing team too much. Team too much, people.
It's too
Team too
much.
much. I
Yeah.
don't want to hear from you. I don't want to see you.
Yes.
Someone's like, oh my God, I love you, Chris. Well, I'm
Oh,
happy that so the
love
vaccine is
you.
it's really kind of affecting you, huh?
Yeah, so I got it yesterday and I was feeling fine, and then I like towards the end of the night I started getting a little chills, and then my fever went up.
Hmm.
So that's all I'm like experiencing now. Thank God, no aches or any headaches or anything like that,
Well, then take it
which I'm
easy for
happy.
sure. Look,
Yeah. I'm
take
definitely
it easy
taking it.
for.
I've been in the bed. I mean, it was a little difficult to sleep last night, and obviously we're in LA, and it's not cold out here, but I was freezing.
Well,
And
it
I'm not
gets
a
cold at night. I will say that
yeah,
even as New Yorkers and New Jerseyans, it gets cold out
yeah,
at night.
yeah. It does, but us New Yorkers, we built for this.
We are built for this. So everyone, just so everyone knows, Chris and I have known each other for many years. The New York social scene and circle. Someone said Benadryl helps with the vaccine effects. I've
Oh,
heard that. I've actually heard that people
yeah.
taking Benadryl
I took some
and
Tylenol. My
taking
mom took it.
Tylenol
Yeah,
every 4 hours. They said you have to
yeah.
be committed to
Oh,
the every
every
4 hours.
4 hours? Oh,
Every 4 hours. Every four
okay.
hours is what I've heard. So I won't keep
Okay.
you long.
No, it's
But
all right. I'm here. We here.
and we
We are
here, we
here.
here.
We
You can.
here.
This is my love, Chris, and as I shared, we've spent time on the New York social circle together, but really formed a really connected
Yeah.
experience and relationship, which is sometimes odd in the spaces that we've been in because I think some people don't necessarily always bring their authentic self to the forefront so easily and so comfortably. Um, and Chris and I have just connected. We've prayed. We've talked about all the things. Oh, baby.
It's okay. I
Oh,
just took a shower too, so it's probably like the shower and all that.
okay. Well, be
You
sure to
know.
take your Tylenol every 4 minutes.
Yeah, I'm
4 hours,
grateful.
not 4 minutes.
Uh,
4 minutes.
yeah.
4 minutes might four
We're
minutes might take
warriors.
you
We're
out.
warriors, Chris. We got this. We
We
got
got this.
this. Yeah.
Okay, so
I'd
I
rather
saw
have
you,
this
cousin
than
Brian. I saw
yeah.
my big cousin Brian is in here. So we're going to read from Until
What's up,
Today.
Brian?
That I'm so proud of him. He has had a journey and a testimony, and
Yeah.
I am so proud of him. I can't. I'm so
Oh
sensitive.
well, hopefully one day we could have him here
Yeah,
too.
I would love for him to come on
Yeah.
because yeah, he has had such a journey and has such a
And this is
testimony.
my first live, by the way.
Is this your first?
Like
So I'm.
very
Am I?
first time. I've
Am
never
I?
gone live. I was like scared of going live, but obviously like if God's calling, God's calling. So
Listen, when God calls, y'all better be willing to
you
answer.
better show up. Yeah. And if you
Hello,
think you're not ready, you ready.
hello, hello.
So we
So
ready, sweating and
everyone,
all.
some people are giving you advice about using eucalyptus and lavender in a cold towel. It will work wonders.
Okay.
Chris,
Thank
eyebrows,
you.
just saying people are loving your eyebrows. Yes, we could take them off your face
Oh, for
entirely.
real?
I
Thank
see you,
you.
Chantel, the growth coach. We love you.
Thank you.
So to anyone who's
Love you
new
guys.
to the Morning Mindset with Tide Tribe community, just know that what we do is we read Until Today. We have amazing conversations about this. And then we read this, we digest this, we discuss this, and yeah. And then we go and
Interpret
we
it.
feel, yes, and we feel all the readiness for this world.
Yes.
Everyone is they're loving your eyebrows. Do you
Oh
want to
yeah?
start?
Thank you. Oh damn, yeah, I will. And I just put the paper
I
down
think
both the
today's
paper.
the 10th.
Yeah, today's the 10th. I got it.
Okay, awesome. Because I never know.
I know. And I try not to read it before.
You didn't read
Because
it,
of
did
you.
you?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
I
good. Because
didn't. Especially, yeah.
I told you when I
But
come on,
I'm
I
looking
don't
at
see
this
it,
first line. The
and you
first line
nervous
always
already.
hits. The first line always hits. You know that.
Yes,
You know that. All
yes.
right. March 10th. I open my heart and mind to be aware. If I walk in the footsteps of a master, I will master my true self.
Mm,
Mm.
okay.
The word. Jesus the Christ had a goal to serve God. On that goal, he remained focused. He had a purpose to teach love. On that purpose, he remained focused. He had a mission to demonstrate to people how to lovingly serve each other while serving God. To that mission alone, he gave all his energy. In his own words, he revealed the power of having a purpose when he said, for this purpose I was born."
Mm,
In essence, Jesus was saying to us, when your life is for a purpose, you will rise above all difficulties.
come on now.
Mm.
Come on now.
Living in your purpose.
Mm,
Focus on the goal. Focus on the purpose. Focus on the accomplishing the goal. Each day, hundreds of thousands of people get out of bed with no goal.
Mm,
Going to work is not a goal. It is inactivity. Paying bills is not a purpose. It is inactivity. Providing for a family is not a mission. It is inactivity.
mm.
Take it.
Your goal is the what of your life. The goal is not the place you begin, it is the place you end up. Your purpose is the why of your life. Why you as an individual are moving toward the goal, the end. Your mission is the how of your life. Once you are clear about the what, the why, and the how, you have a focus. You have something to live for that moves you into, through, and out of the activities of your life. We were each born for some purpose. Jesus was clear. He was focused. He mastered his mind and his life with focus. He was kind enough to leave us instructions on how to do what he did. He said, "Follow me, for the things I have done, greater than the things than this shall you do." Until today, you may not have been aware that the master teacher left you instructions. You may not have realized he said to do so. He said, "Do as I have done. Stay focused." Just for today, shift your attention from the activities of the daily life and discover your goal, your purpose, and your mission. Today, I'm devoted to following in the footsteps of the master teacher. Okay, this is a word.
This is, whew,
This
it's a
is a
lot.
word, and this is a word. When your life is for a purpose, you will rise above the difficulty. Pierre writes. Here's the thing that's so interesting to me, and I have found this, and actually I'm going to use something very personal. I was talking to my niece the other day, who's 20,
Mm.
who is working through figuring out where and how she needs to move and where she belongs. And I
Hmm.
think, unfortunately, to anyone in here who's a parent, I know we have Mia, who's a parent. We have Piera, who's a parent. All of you who are a parent in this tribe right now. How many of us teach our children and young people to understand purpose and why and mission, opposed to teaching them to aspire to careers? So part of the deficiency
That's
with
true.
us as adults is that we're not taught to understand how to move in purpose, how to be clear about our mission and our why. Instead, we're taught to achieve the things
Things.
and to move with activity. And so how do we reset this? Because, a lot of adults are still wondering what their purpose is, what their mission is, and what their why is. So, I
Yeah.
mean, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I think when you knew I mean, I knowing your purpose, I thought was always a blessing. Like, cause obviously, I was in a performing arts high school and I was always in the performing arts house as a youngster. And then I grew up, and then obviously it was like modeling. You realize that that's not, and you can do it for so long, but is that really your purpose, and does it make you happy? It made me happy, and I think it served its purpose. Um, but I think I was put on the planet to do so much more than dance backup. Um,
Yeah,
so
absolutely, absolutely.
it's
But
one of
also,
those
like,
things where people. So I think when someone knows and their purpose and when they have direction, that in itself is a blessing. And I think obviously achieving it is another hurdle that they have to, or a blessing that they can jump through as well.
mhm.
Um, but it's hard, it's tough, especially with these days with like social media and everybody seeing the lifestyle but not actually wanting to put the work behind those types of lifestyles,
Mhm.
especially
Mhm.
like where we live,
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
like we're surrounded in it and we're just surrounded by people that are just distracted by, things
Yeah,
that
but I
are.
think I think we don't talk enough. I mean, I think now that, obviously, and I dare I say, since, over the last probably 30 or so years, 25
Mm,
years, especially like with the growth of people like Oprah,
yeah.
and dare to say someone like Tony Robbins or other people, we have a different level of consciousness of what purpose is supposed to be. But what I'm
Well,
saying is that fundamentally, we're not taught to understand and discover purpose. And I see what
no.
Pierre is, we're taught to
Yeah, you're
chase.
taught to make your parents proud. That's what
Exactly.
it is. And
You're
it could be
taught to perform
culturally
the
as well.
activity, to perform
Yeah.
the activity.
Well, it's just to attain the diploma or
Yeah.
whatever, the
Yeah.
goal. And that's validation for them. And I guess their purpose is is basically living for someone else. And I
Hmm.
think that once you figure out your purpose, and I think that's what like the whole pandemic was about,
Hmm.
Honestly, in the 2020 and the whole just removing everything from your life, I think that the human conscious collectively
Hmm.
is going through that process right now where they're finding their purpose, and they're like, everything was removed. So now they get to put whatever they want basically and recreate and find their purpose.
Yeah, and
Um,
I saw a comment here that I want to call out because I think
hmm,
that this was good, from
what was the comment?
Manika. Manika Nero. She says sometimes purpose is discovered within the activities. The key is knowing that there is a greater why than what you
And your
may have
purpose.
been doing vocationally, which I think is really really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that a piece of it is done in the activity, or can be done in the activity. And I like what Piera said, and I think Damaso said about imagination and fun and play and just experience. But I do think that we get so hemmed up on the activity that we lose sight of the purpose. And I'll give you a case in point. I'm very clear, and I feel fortunate. To your point, Chris, you said that a lot of us don't have the opportunity to discover purpose. Um, I got clear about my purpose when I was doing the thing that I resisted most doing. I come from a family of educators. So when I left magazines for the first time and went to do all this work in Newark to develop this program, I felt alive in connecting with young people and having them see their light. And
Mm-hmm.
that's when I realized that's what I could also do in media. I could do it on television. I could do it behind the scenes. It's not the vocation as much as it is what I am called to do and what I feel God has called me to do. We often, though, confuse talent in our skill sets
Mm-hmm.
with some being linked to
With
purpose. You
purpose.
might be talented and gifted at something, but that might not be your purpose.
Yeah. I mean, I could be the world's best chess player, but I'm not gonna
That may
play
not
chess for a
that
living.
that may not be.
Yeah.
And I think
Um,
that oftentimes we get so it becomes this muddled field of of trying to understand like how to move and operate in this way. I would love
yeah.
to invite Piera in to join our conversation, because I think as a
Okay.
Piera, I don't know if you're super busy, we can get more people in. So if you can request, or you have the opportunity, I would just love a different perspective on this.
We do a three thing, or do I
Yeah,
leave?
no, so now
Oh,
there's an opportunity with Instagram where you can have multiple people in
okay.
at one time. But I think she has to
Okay.
request it. I can't do it. So
Uh,
P, if you're able to, please request. But
Piera, yes.
and I'm looking at this. I'm
Oh,
looking at
shoot.
this to figure out your purpose. That's the thing I want to drill down on. And I hear
Uh,
you, Janie. I think a
okay.
lot of people struggle to find their purpose. I think that's where I think the activity becomes difficult. I think the activity becomes, we don't care how haggard you are. I love you to pieces. The I think the activity is
We
what
don't care. We love
confuses.
you, Piera.
We love you. That's calling me constantly. But I think
Ah,
the activity is what muddles our process of trying to get centered on purpose. So here's what I people ask the question around purpose, like what would you do if no one were paying you? That's not purpose. That's something that brings you, that you're passionate about.
mm-hmm.
And passion and purpose are two different things. They might
Yeah.
intertwine. They might, you might be passionate as hell about something, but you might not be purposed in doing that. What I feel purpose is, in my experience, is the thing or those things or those experiences that you are
On. Exactly.
called to do, that you sometimes may not necessarily
Want
want
to
to do.
do. Exactly.
And you are
Yeah.
being fully used in those moments, not for
Mm-hmm.
your benefit, but for the benefit of others.
Exactly.
And that's where it goes back to the conversation. I think I got P to request. I think
Mm.
she did. Come on in, P. When I get my friends to come in and they tell me they're haggard, that's love and tribe, Chris.
Yeah. Right.
Wait, and this is Haggard
P.
Girl.
Here I am, no makeup.
Hi,
Toddler
gorgeous
woke up
Beautiful.
girl.
super early.
We
It's so
love you.
chilly.
Hi,
I had a
P.
few drops left of glow from
Ah,
Girl Jane.
Yes.
thank you. Chris, meet Piera. Piera, meet Chris.
Piera, how what?
So
You
Here
look,
I
look beautiful,
am,
my
au
love.
naturel.
we
We're
love
all
it.
natural.
Thank you so much, P. It's so good to see you. Let's talk about this because, I love what you said about how you encourage Viva to play and have fun. what does purpose look like for you and to you? And how are you coming into understanding purpose for yourself and your daughter?
Yeah, I mean, my daughter's 2, so to be honest, I haven't thought a lot about purpose in a broader sense for her. I feel like my responsibility as a parent to her is to move out of the way, to encourage her to explore, to grow, and sometimes that's really challenging. Even when it comes to taking risks at the playground, there's like that protector in me that wants to swoop in when she, climbs too high. And it's always this push pull of like allowing her to explore and to experience life and to get out of the way for her to do that, while also, of course, making sure that she understands like the boundaries of safety and the boundaries of the boundaries of our family too, in terms of respect and just the things that you want a child to understand and to respect you and other people. That's your responsibility as well. So I mean, for me right now, I just really focus on teaching her those basics, loving her unconditionally. It's such, parenting. I love this book, The Conscious Parent, and it's really all about, how our children are our greatest spiritual teachers and how our children are an invitation to come into the present moment and to live in that moment, because our children, they honor their wildness. They honor, the fact that we are changing moment to moment, and you see, in them, and they also give you so much perspective about compassion. And, we give children so much more leeway in a lot of ways than we do ourselves and than we do other people, because we understand like, oh, she didn't say I don't like you because she doesn't love me. She said it because she's hungry, she's tired, she has a splinter, these other things. We understand all these other factors with children that we don't necessarily give others and ourselves as much leeway for. So that's not really answering your question, but I think in terms of purpose, actually this woman, Jenna Zoe, who I love, who's a human design reader, when Viva was born, I asked her about Viva's human design, and she told me that that my daughter, whose name is Viva, that she is going to need to make a lot of mistakes in order to find her path, and that my job is to support her regardless of the outcome, and to focus on the process, to focus on the trying, the effort. And I thought that was so powerful, because it almost like spoke to, when we parent our children, we have an opportunity to reparent parts of ourselves.
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And to me, that when hearing that about her, I thought, oh my gosh, there's so many mistakes I haven't forgiven myself for. There's so many things I don't try because I am worried about making that mistake. And so in thinking about allowing her to make mistakes and supporting her and showing her that unconditional love and acceptance, regardless of the outcome, I feel like that is like the deepest purpose, is to just, really focus on that unconditional acceptance, unconditional love of ourselves, of others, regardless of what the activity is.
But that, what you said even about your parenting, and I don't know how to approach this, or how an adult who has responsibility would look to approach this. I'm sorry, calls are coming in. But I think this idea of taking away all of the boundaries and the constructs that we've created for ourselves, or we've told ourselves or been told were requirements for us to show up in the world in order to earn, in order to please, in order to satisfy, in order to do, if we rip those away. Because I know for me, and Pierre, I would love to hear even from you, like, and you too, Chris. I mean, we talked about this as you're in between and in this transitionary space, and all of us are because of COVID. Like, how are we reimagining what we're called to do? And I think being called and pulled to do something, whether or not we earn a living doing it, but if we're impacting the world positively, is a part of the purpose. So I don't know, like, how are you reimagining your purpose now in this new season for you, Piera? After building this amazing and this massive brand, you're dancing, you're doing all those things. So what does it look like?
Yeah, I mean, it's such a big question for me, and for me, because I am in this, I am in this transitionary phase where I'm trying to figure out what the next thing is for me career-wise, but also for my life. I'm truly, I forget who said this in the comments, but someone said, your purpose is what sets your soul on fire. And
Mhm.
I've been really trying to focus on that. I mean, I have the privilege to be able to explore that because, um, but yeah, I've been thinking about that. So I've been teaching for the last 3 months. I've been teaching free dance classes as a gift of joy and, and connection at a time where I feel like people need that. I'm not a trained dancer. I got certified as a dancercism teacher, which is like energy work disguised as a dance party, basically.
That's
Um,
amazing.
yeah,
Chris
it's
is a
been
dancer.
Yeah, I want to
He's
take your
like a
class.
dancer.
I know, I know. So it's funny. I actually had like a real backup, an amazing backup dancer, like a backup dancer to J Lo, come do my class, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was so
I
self
think Chris
conscious,
was
but
a backup dancer for J Lo too.
Yeah.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
okay, well, yeah, I was, but so I've been doing that because it was like my friend Debbie Atias, who started this modality called dancercism. She offered a training, and I felt like I'm going to do this because I need an energetic bridge. I need something that's going to exercise a new part of my creativity. And so I've just been kind of like trying to follow that thread of what is exciting and interesting to try and like it's like, for me, it's this energetic bridge. Like, if I can stay in that alignment of creativity, of feeling a sense of purpose, of connecting with people, feeling like I'm giving, I'm giving generously, then I will find whatever it is that's next. I have no idea if it will be something related to, dance and dancercism, or if it will be something else. I'm doing a bunch of, volunteering and supporting friends right now. Um, Actually just helped some good friends launch this initiative called Who She Feels She Is, which is all about empowering women leaders in the Caribbean. So yeah, I mean, to me, it's really, yeah, trying to stay, because it's so anxiety provoking, like,
I saw
to think,
someone wrote that too, that anxiety took away their purpose. I see that Lay Ye wrote that. Yeah.
yeah, and someone said depression took away my purpose.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's like, for me, trying to also dance, because it's so physical, and gives me so much adrenaline, really helps me with anxiety. And so, because it is so deep, like deeply anxiety provoking to ask this big question, like, what's next? Even the question, what is
Yeah.
my purpose, can be
Yeah.
very anxiety provoking people. It's like, what am I put here to do, can feel so big that it can make people, you know,
You can feel
I think it,
handicapped and crippled and paralyzed in that. No, I agree, but I think, and it's so interesting. Now I'm just thinking, and don't know if I saw Shakur in here. I want to kind of like unpack this purpose journey, or a
yeah,
journey to your purpose, recognizing that it's going to be different for everyone. But
yeah,
I think the fundamental is just recognizing that we all have a calling and we're all called to do something.
right.
I do think there is a real piece of unlearning around.
I think there's a conditioning that I think
Mm,
that all of us as adults has experienced, and I think that as children, perhaps Viva may doesn't have that yet because
mhm.
you've created that space to allow her to make mistakes and all that. So I think as an adult, me personally, I'm plagued by the perfection monster, and I think that a lot of us creators, we prevent ourselves and we stop premiering our creativity
Mhm.
because of these situations where there's not perfection created, or we're waiting for the right funding, or we're waiting for the
Mm,
right opportunities. And I
Mhm.
think that perhaps maybe our purposes can change as we get older as well.
Mm.
yeah,
Mm. Mm. That's interesting.
I think our soul changes. I think our souls are continuously growing and learning throughout our life. I think obviously I was a dancer in my younger years, but that was my purpose then. And I think that there's certain there's certain, regrets that I have with that, but I know that in my next endeavor, I know to push further, to stay more focused, to continue to, cultivate my talents to get the goals that I basically desired, as opposed to the previous goals or purposes that I thought I had.
Yeah. Yeah.
You kind of you run a certain length and then you stop. And I think that once you really sit down with yourself and you find out your purpose, because I think that's a conversation that you have to have within yourself to
Yeah.
find your purpose.
Yeah.
Um, and it's not just one conversation either.
Yeah.
I think it's it's multiple conversations, and I think that once we create that space and we remove that perfectionism or
Yeah.
that perfection monster and create the space that we can create mistakes and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
we can potentially just get on a better track to finding your new purpose or your
Right.
your initial purpose.
I love what you said about this. Good morning, Shakora. I love I love what you said about this purpose evolution. Essentially, that the purpose that we might have at one season in our life could be fulfilled, and then there could be a new room for a new purpose to be, implanted into us. Um, and this idea of this perfection monster and how that can cannibalize what we see and how we move toward our purpose is real. I really am feeling called to figure out, and I might work with like some type of educational leader and therapy person to develop something that's like maybe a week-long purpose finder kind of
Workshop
like
or
something.
something?
Yes,
Yeah, that'd
Mm,
be cool.
that'd
because
be amazing.
because I do think that there's something so important and critical, and it's clear from a lot of people even here, like how we become purpose obstructed because of anxiety, because of depression, because of fear, because of the conditions and the modalities that we
Anxiety.
have been taught as children. Um, and I think that there's something really there. But there was something that you said, Chris, about truth. And I think our purpose is anchored in the true essence of who we really are. And I do feel that a lot of us are not always clear about who we are and who we're called to be because of the training that we have been received or taught, which is
Yeah.
why, Pierre, when you talk about how you allow Viva to just be, it's interesting. My grandmother was like that toward me. Like,
Mm,
you know, they wanted to kick me out of school because I asked too many questions. And she was like, well, was she disrespectful? She was like, no, she just challenges authority. And it wasn't for
great.
her, but I had curiosity. I was trying to
Mm-hmm.
understand. And I think the way that we parent is part of the reason why perhaps so many people are purposeless in their minds or don't feel connected to a sense of
Right.
purpose, perhaps.
Well, yeah, I think there's been an interesting conversation in the comments about, so many people feeling like their purpose was taken from them by responsibility, depression, anxiety. And then I saw someone say, your purpose can't be taken from you because it's your God-given, it's God-given. And I think it's very, we can lose sight of it. We can lose touch with it. And also I saw Halliday said, not giving power to the things that take power away from you,
Mm.
or that take a sense of purpose away from you, which I know can be really hard. I have anxiety, depression, and I mean, not on a debilitating scale, but I know that those things can really be very consuming. But I do think it's important to remember that at our core, these things are there, and also to remember how much deep knowing we have. Sometimes we hear a question like, "What's your purpose?" and like it feels so overwhelming. But I think deeply we know things about ourselves. If we sit down and quiet our minds or journal, like we find these truths in there, and we all know our purpose. And I saw someone said that their purpose is service, that they get the greatest joy when they're serving others. And that's something so broad. Service can come to life in so many different ways in your career, in your day-to-day. So sometimes the purpose is like you were saying at the beginning, it's not to be a dancer, it's to maybe bring joy, to give other people permission to express themselves in these, these beautiful ways that show, our souls and our aliveness. So sometimes the purpose is actually like this underlying thing that can be expressed in so many different activities, but it's actually just, like for me, it's giving people the permission to tap into their creative life force. It's bringing joy into the world. Those are for me like my deeper purposes, and I can find those in so many different day-to-day activities and career activities.
That's exactly how I feel. And I felt like when I learned while working with young people in New York that I actually had the ability to help people see their light and feel their light. And that brought me so much joy. I was like, I approached even media in the way that I connected, in the way that I spoke, in the way that I tried to elevate that in different ways, because that brought so much joy to me. This is really, really powerful, and I'm feeling really called and moved to do a little bit more here. I want to be mindful of time, and I thank you, Pete, for jumping in.
Yeah.
As you have, and Chris always. Is there anything you want to add on anything that was kind of shared, or any last moments? I just want to respect your time in your morning.
I wanted to just mention, I feel like perhaps when finding your purpose, I think that the universe will assist you as well. And I think that's also a key to finding your purpose. It's not going to be that type of a struggle where it's like, I think so. I think, again, pay attention to the signs. I think having conversations with yourself, finding what truly makes you happy, what feeds your soul, not your pocket. I think that is one way of, helping someone find their purpose. It's a tough road, but hopefully, we all can help someone today, potentially find their purpose.
I think with that, Chris, I think one challenge that we should be called to do is, even especially in, how separate we're living lives right now, is to acknowledge the gift in someone, acknowledge the light in someone, and be specific about that light. Like,
you have that gift.
Thank you. But
you really do.
but just saying to, someone outside of the sphere and helping them, because in acknowledging their gift, you're helping to illuminate their power and their opportunity to be aligned with their purpose. So that's a call to action that I think we can do. And then I also think spending maybe 10 to 15 minutes today just writing about what moves us. When do we hear God's voice? When do we feel present most in the world? Not doing anything, but being.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anything else, Pete?
I just agree so much with both what both of you said. I love you both so much and appreciate you, and appreciate you for joining me into this conversation right now. But yeah, I agree about what Chris said about following the signs that, the universe and God is here to assist you with finding that purpose. I think we often think things have to be hard to be worthy, to be, that we need to put in work and effort, and sometimes it's actually ease that brings us closest to God. And so I think, and I totally agree with you, Ty, with just taking a minute to think about what questions don't stress you out. If the question of like, what is my purpose, stresses you out, maybe try like, what lights me up? What makes me feel most alive? When do I feel closest to God? When do I feel the most love? When do I feel like I am love? I think we can ask ourselves different questions.
That's great.
If the question of purpose is one that is anxiety provoking. So, but I love this, and
and I think I love
thinking about this. What'd you say?
I think it all stems from love, essentially, as well, because it's loving yourself, it's loving your purpose, and it's loving what you've been called for. I totally agree with that, what you just said.
Yeah.
It's one of those,
I love that exercise of those questions.
The
P,
questions,
if you have a moment, P, I know I've already taken up all your morning. You're like, I got to feed my kid. I got to dance. I got things to do.
I got to bring Viva to the park.
All the things I understand. But if you can, text me some of those questions, P, because I would love to
Yeah,
share, and I'll tag you. And
definitely.
I really am feeling purpose-led to do something around this purpose with support from community. And I'm actually going to reach out to someone that I respect and admire quite a bit, who does a lot of this work, to possibly just establish like a short course of some sort. And everyone has mentioned The Alchemist. That is my favorite book next to this one. I read The Alchemist 4 times a year.
Yeah, I
Um,
got it too.
yeah, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho is just like such an amazing book because it talks about the universe conspiring to meet us. And that idea of ease, we have to stop thinking to ourselves that those tough questions require challenging, exhaustive, process in order to get there. Things are not meant to be difficult. God does not want life to be difficult for you. God wants life to be easy. Now, there will be difficult times that will make us appreciate the ease more greatly, but
Hmm.
um, it's meant to be easy. I love you, P.
Love
I love you,
Love
you.
you,
Chris.
P.
You are a
Love you,
gift.
Ty. Love
You
you,
guys are a
Tribe.
gift. Chris, feel
Love you
better. I'll
guys.
check in on you later. Thank you both for joining and
Okay.
sharing your
Thank
wisdom.
you.
P, if you feel inspired and have time, send me a text message.
Definitely.
And yes,
Mm.
I love that you love your glow. P
Oh my
actually ordered her
gosh.
glow yesterday. And let me tell you all,
And for my mom.
we extended the sale so you can use Women's Day today to the end of midnight to get all your goodies. Just because. Love you so much.
Love you guys.
Love you. Have a beautiful day.
Bye.
Thank you
Bye.
guys.
You
Love you
too.
guys. Bye.
I love when the tribe comes in and that wasn't planned. P wasn't planned. Chris was planned, but P was like, yes. So that really spoke to all of us. Thank you for sharing your wisdom. Everyone, if you haven't purchased Ayala until today, you can purchase the book. I'm trying to see how, oh, there they go. You can purchase the book by going to my link tree. There's a link to my favorites in Amazon that it makes it super easy. And I think Chris is smiling. It's so cute. But thank you all for joining my morning mindset. We talked about purpose this morning. I think there was just so much that came out that we're going to have to continue to unpack. What I'm challenging you to do today is to recognize the light and the beauty and the joy and the ease in someone else, because that might in fact help them to identify their purpose. And then I think another easy thing to do today is to spend 15 or so minutes just journaling and writing about the things that bring you light and joy. We're going to give you some prompts once I hear from P. I'm going to take some of the things that she shared. But I love what she shared about like the question not being needing to be this big, exhaustive question. What is your purpose? What brings you joy? What creates a sense of ease and enlightenment? When do you feel most alive? What are the things that other people recognize in you as a superpower? When do you feel like God's light is on you? That's the other thing. There are these moments throughout the day, quite frankly, when I feel the presence of God. And sometimes it might be when I'm smiling or having a conversation with someone, and other times it might be when I'm just sitting there on my own. And so I think this is really, really important work that obviously tomorrow's word is going to be different. It will build on this word, but I want to stay here on this purpose thing. So also, if you have any additional resources or thoughts, hi, Melissa Ingram, my little Spelman sister, and Christine, I've been seeing you in here, and Holiday, so happy to have you. This will stay up. I'm going to figure out what this does and where this goes. So bear with me on that. But I think we want to stay on this purpose. The guy who reads it has a great voice. Are you talking about the audiobook of The Alchemist? Hi, Tanya. I'm so happy it touches you guys. Also, just very quickly, just so you all know, we extended the sale over at Brown Girl Jane to the end of today. And Chantel, I know that you had to jump. Thank you so much. It's 20% off just through midnight. Women's Day. Use the code Women's Day. 20% off. I vote Purpose Retreat. Listen, let me just tell you, guys, God is moving. Guys, God is moving, and I'm just trying to be obedient. That's part of my purpose, just to try and be obedient, because every other time I can raise holy hell. So I'm just trying to be obedient to God. Christine, what? No, there might be a retreat, and this might be something that will be a Thai Beauchamp and Brown Girl Jane enterprise. But I think that a retreat might be necessary. You often say passion is what you enjoy doing, purpose is what you have been called to do for others. Absolutely, absolutely. And P has already text messaged me. She is amazing. Y'all coming to this retreat? That's what's happening? Y'all play too much. Y'all got me back. Oh, there's Mia. Thank you so much. I'm going to pin that comment. And I just want to thank Chris and Piera, Luisa for joining. Y'all are serious? Who's helping? Y'all serious? And Mia, yeah, y'all serious? I don't know. There might have to be a retreat. Where are we going, though? It's okay, Shakora. It's no worries, baby. I know that you were driving. We had a lot of background noise, too. I think when you bring in more people, they have to figure out how to mute the sound. Y'all serious about this retreat, though? Y'all playing. Okay. Y'all play too much. We're going to get clear, though, because what I don't like and what I don't want for us as a tribe is to be purpose deficient or purpose unclear, because we all have a purpose. And I just can't impress and impart enough that you may not make your living doing what is purpose for you, that you may not earn a dime off of it. We have to stop telling young people that, you're going to earn doing what is purposeful, that you may not. That is where the blessing and the gift is. And I'm so sure of that. So I don't, if somebody else says something else different, you're entitled to your opinion, but Thai Beauchamp will not agree on that one. Your passion, you may not earn on how you're passionate and what you're passionate about. I'm not saying that is a luxury, but we have to get clear that what is professional, what we have to do for commercial reasons in order to earn, is very different from what God is calling you to do. You just have to make sure that you're moving forward daily in what your purpose to do. Stop confusing profit and being able to make a profit with your purpose. Stop confusing being passionate about something with profit. They all might not go together. They might not align, people. But you just have to be sure that you're moving purposefully. And that's where the difference between goals and missions come, right? So I have a purpose mission on this earth. And I talked about it yesterday in my post. I feel my purpose is to help other people feel and know their light. Now, if professionally I was only doing that, talking to one person a day, I would still be operating on purpose, but I wouldn't have the reach that I desire, right? Now, some people might not want to pay me for it. I got to figure out other ways to earn money. I'm not going to the poll. That's another P. I'm just saying. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. Everything is not necessarily going to be magically and perfectly aligned, but we all have a purpose. We all have a purpose. We're going to get to it. P has already text messaged me, so check the stories. My stories are so long right now. I'm going to probably go back and delete some things because it's too much in there. And it's okay, Holiday, if they don't go together. It's okay if they don't go together. And it's not that they don't go together. They may not align perfectly because they all go together because it's about you. And you are amazing and full and whole, right? You know what I'm saying? But there are pieces of us, but we have to drill down on what that purpose is, and again, sometimes what is your purpose work? I'm thinking about someone that I know who is really purposed in the work they do to heal people, but also in their purpose to heal people, they don't always feel full. They often feel broken themselves. So it also doesn't necessarily going to bring you pleasure. It might not always bring you pleasure, but I know that this person's purpose is to heal people. But every time they exert the energy that they do, they sometimes feel exhausted and some elements of brokenness, but that is their purpose. God is using them in a way that only they can be used in that way. So we have to retrain and relearn some of our thinking around why purpose should look this way or feel this way. And let's get clear. I'm so excited about this. This just really lit me up. I don't even know if we stayed on topic with this, and I obviously stayed on for a whole hour, but I'm going to get my behind out here since I'm back in LA and hike, because that is where I feel spoken to. You use your gift of purpose in your career. That is a blessing. And so many of us desire to. I think all of us desire to. And some of us may be able to. And others of us, I got it, Holiday. And others of us may not be able to. But that doesn't mean that it's any less purposeful. Your purpose, if you're not able to have the alignment across the board, does not mean that you're not purposeful. You know what I'm saying? So we have to retrain our understanding of purpose. Now, I'm also going to say, this is just what the Spirit is saying to me. I have not studied nothing about no purpose outside of The Alchemist. I ain't studied nothing about no purpose, but this has just come to me. I see you all with this retreat. It's because energy transfers. Exactly, Glamtown. It lit you up because it is your purpose. Thank you. Yes, career and purpose may not be the same. And I'm sorry. What that work is work. The word is work because it's work. Let me just tell you all, I love running Brown Girl Jane. I love running Thai Life Media. Sometimes it's work, most of the time. Okay, not all, you know what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. There just be some things I don't want to deal with. I hate dealing with the books. And to be quite honest, I don't always like managing people. All right, I'm going to get off your IG because I've been talking a lot. But y'all hear what I'm saying? Supporting women in their journey to wholeness is part of my purpose. So it would be my pleasure. I love this. Right. And that's the thing. Now, Damaso, they might be willing to pay you to do that work, and they might not. You know what I'm saying? We have to reframe this purpose work. Okay. I'm going to go now. I'm sending you all so much love for a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday. Couldn't remember what day it is. You said we hear you, sis. You see, I'm all the way in on this one because the reason why I'm all the way in on this one, though, Toya, legit, is because, like Pierre said, this idea of what our purpose is, and when we ask ourselves that question, I think so many of us are paralyzed and overwhelmed by that. But also because of our conditioning, we've been taught to believe, especially younger generation, we've been taught to believe that if you're operating on purpose, you're going to be a millionaire, trillionaire, gazillionaire, a billionaire, and you're going to be a social media rock star. And you're also going to have get 5,000 likes because that means something. I don't know. And sis, that ain't it. That's why, and I'm just going to reiterate this, yesterday when I switched times and someone said, and I know you meant well, so whoever said it, know that I didn't take it in any other way. But when someone said, we're probably not going to get as many people. Listen, when I started this, I was like, oh, there are 2 people in here. I am so grateful to see you. 2 people, 200 people, 4 people, 5,000 people. Listen, I'm clear because this is about me aligning with God. And if y'all want to align, I welcome you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful that you all align. I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Sending you all beautiful love. Hugs from LA. Continue to keep my dear sister Kimmy in your prayers as she continues to grieve. I'm going to give her a call. I'm also just trying to figure out some other special things that we can do for her. And I'm so happy to see all of you. Melissa, happy to see you here. Melissa Ingram, my Spellman sister, whom I love. And so many new names and faces. And again, thank you so much, P. I keep calling her P. It's Piera Luisa, so follow Piera. And she's already texted me. And Chris Aponte, you dynamic human beings for joining. So grateful. So grateful for all of you. Have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed day, and share this with someone. Holiday, lovely to meet you. Share this with someone. So you guys, also the other thing that's new about these algorithms on social and Insta is that likes don't really get seen as much. The visibility comes when you share the post or you save it with that little tag thing. So I do want this tribe to expand as long as it's purposefully supporting and touching lives in the way that I pray it's done for us and for us here. So if you feel inspired to share, please do. You can click the link in my link tree to purchase until today. I'm also going to be adding some other books there, so we'll add The Alchemist there. And no, as I said, the sale was extended through today for Brown Girl Jane. Did I take my balance drops? I think I did. Y'all know I could sit around taking balance drops all day. So forgive me, because I'd be needing the balance. These are the minis. So these are half the price online of the full size ones if you just wanted to test them out. We have mini glows, mini balance, mini rest. And y'all know I love my Glow Luminous Facial Serum. Sharing with like energies. I love you all. The book is a blessing, isn't it? Isn't it? Bam It Scam. This woman has the most incredible voice. You all should follow her. We'll get them today in order for your friends and your mama and your cousins and your aunties and everyone today, because we don't do sales very often. We wanted to celebrate women. And just so you know, we're in Nordstrom. We are sold out on candles on our site, but you can go to Nordstrom.com to get the candles. Okay, and then I'm gonna think about this retreat. Y'all got me all excited and fired up. The balance drops, listen, it totally changes everything. Yeah, if I don't take my balance drops, it's visible. That's when you feel all of the Capricorn from Newark, New Jersey. Take those balance drops. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sending you all so much love today. And thank you so much, Holiday. I love this tribe. Y'all make me so happy. HBCU Connect loves me. I love you all back. And thank you for your partnership too with HBCU Like Me, the series that I helped design and create with the Female Quotient and WW. We have another event coming up on March 31 where I think I'm giving the keynote. So I might have to have you all register for that one too. I know. Child, branching, look, all the smoke. Capricorn and from Newark. And God is working on me. That's what y'all need to know. Okay? He's working on me. He's working on me. Have a beautiful, blessed day. I love you back. I love you back. I love you back. Yeah, look, y'all serious about this retreat. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm serious. Let's get a little bit of this purpose course mapped out, because I think that this purpose course would be amazing. Now, here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna get working on this. I gotta enlist some support, but I'm gonna get working on this. I'm gonna need you all to help get people to engage, because developing these things is gonna require some resources. So I'm gonna need you all to get other people engaged as I develop this. So I'm gonna talk to my people. Hi, Maritza. How are you? That baby is so beautiful too. I have tried to help. I know. I love you all so much. I'm gonna count on you for sure. You need this purpose course. I think we all do, because the other thing that was so cool about what Chris said, and then I'm really gonna go because I've been live too long, is that purpose evolves. And so Purpose Driven Life is a really, really good book. But yeah, purpose evolves. And so as you stand more powerfully in your purpose, God is going to pull you. Oh, that is a word. That is a word. As you stand more powerfully in your purpose, whatever that is, God is going to pull you to something greater and more. And so that's the other thing about purpose. Where you are right now might not be purposeless. It might be purposeful right where you are, not even knowing what you're meant to do, what your mission is, what God is calling you to do. That might be purposeful in this moment, because that creates the space, the blank canvas and the blank space for God to come in and draw something magical. Okay, now I'm preaching. So I'm really gonna go, because I don't have a organ. If somebody was playing the organ, I might continue talking, but ain't no organ here. Maybe I'll just put Maverick City back on. Okay, I'm going for real. So don't think that you don't know your purpose yet. God is using this space right now for you. This space that you're in of uncertainty is purposeful. It's purposeful. Whew. Listen, I'm going to let the music play for a minute. You all go ahead, but just know that that was a word. Have a beautiful day. Sending you guys so much love. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, P. You are my champion. Giants fall when you stand undefeated. Every battle you won, I am who you say I am. Crown me with confidence, I'm seated in the heavenly place, undefeated. With the one who is conquered and now I can finally see you, teaching me how to see it. To lay all the striving sleep. Oh, this is my victory. You are my champion. Giants fall when you stand undefeated. Have a great one, guys. Sending you so much love. What is this song I'm listening to? This is Champion by Maverick City, okay? Champion by Maverick City. Champion by Maverick City. You see it? Awesome. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Love you guys.